All right, today we are tackling anxiety, but maybe not in the way you're used to. We're going to dive into this really fascinating body-first approach, inspired by the work of acupuncturist Paul Kersner. The big idea? What if anxiety is less about what you're thinking and a whole lot more about what your body is physically holding on to?
So, have you ever been told that your anxiety is all in your head? Or maybe you've heard, just relax or don't worry so much. But what if that's only like half the story? What if that knot in your stomach or that tension you can't seem to shake from your shoulders? What if it isn't just a symptom of anxiety, but a core piece of the puzzle itself? And that's where this idea from acupuncturist Paul Kersner comes in. It totally flips the script. Instead of getting tangled up in that endless loop of worried thoughts, he starts somewhere completely different. He asks about the physical feelings, that clenched jaw, the tight back, that churning stomach, because for him, the real entry point for relief isn't always the thought, it's the body. Okay, so let's get into our first big idea here, anxiety's physical reality. This is all about the powerful concept that your body, well, it really does keep the score when it comes to stress. And here it is, right from Kersner himself. You know, what's so powerful about this is that it validates what so many of us feel, right? That physical side of anxiety isn't you overreacting. It's a real physiological thing. Your body is literally holding on to a pattern of stress, and that's not just a feeling. It's become your body's state of being. And these signs, yeah, they probably look pretty familiar, don't they? That constant tension in your shoulders or jaw, tossing and turning at night, those nagging stomach problems, or even just that low-level hum of always being on edge. From this point of view, these aren't just random symptoms. Nope, they are vital clues that point to a deeper imbalance in your body. All right, let's build on that. Our second section is all about your body's specific stress pattern, and more importantly, how that emergency fight or flight mode can get stuck on and actually become your new normal. So, the big idea here is something called nervous system dysregulation. Now, I know it sounds super technical, but the concept is actually pretty simple. Your body is designed to handle stress in short bursts. But when the stress just doesn't let up, your body does what it does best. It adapts. It basically learns that high alert state, and after a while, that starts to feel normal. It's like your nervous system gets stuck in the on position. And this is where you can really see the problem. Just think of your nervous system as having two settings. You've got the sympathetic system, that's your gas pedal, it's your fight or flight response. Then you have the parasympathetic system, which is your brake. That's your rest and regulate mode. With chronic anxiety, that gas pedal is floored all the time. While the brake pedal, it's like it's barely even there. The whole system is just completely out of balance. Okay, this next part is a real aha moment for a lot of people. Section 3, why thinking isn't enough. This is where we challenge that old idea that you can just logic your way out of anxiety. And this is really the heart of the whole thing. If you've ever felt frustrated, like, I'm trying to think positive, why isn't it working? Well, this is why. If your body's alarm system is physically stuck in the on position, no amount of positive thinking by itself is going to be enough to flip that switch off. The body has to be part of the solution. So if the body is the one holding the pattern, it makes sense that it's also the key to letting it go, right? That brings us to section 4, where we're going to look at calming the nervous system, a whole new path back to feeling balanced. So check out the difference in the goals here. On one hand, you have something like medication, which often works by managing the symptoms on a chemical level. But then you have an approach like acupuncture, which aims to work directly with the nervous system itself, to kind of help the body remember how to find its own brake pedal again. It's the difference between overriding the system and helping it restore its own natural rhythm. So how does something like acupuncture actually do that? Well, you can think of it as a 3-step process. First, it helps to just calm the whole system down, manually shifting it out of that constant fight or flight mode. Second, it gets circulation moving and helps release all that tension that's been stored up. And maybe most importantly, over time, it helps your body relearn what a calm, regulated state actually feels like, so that can become the new normal.
And this is what it's all about, right? This is the ultimate goal, which we're covering in our final section, feeling like yourself again. We're going to look at the amazing ripple effect that happens when your body finally finds its balance.
Man, I just love this quote because it gets to the heart of it. The benefits go so far beyond just not worrying anymore. When your body's internal alarm system finally quiets down, all that energy that was being poured into being on high alert, it gets freed up. And what happens? You sleep better, you can think more clearly, and you get that incredible feeling of just being, well, you again. And you can totally see how this just builds on itself. It's like a cascade, a positive chain reaction. It's not just one thing. When you start to address that physical dysregulation, everything else starts to fall into place. Less anxiety leads to better sleep leads to clearer thinking, which gives you more energy, and all of it leads you back to a restored sense of self. They all work together. So, we'll leave you with this to think about. After everything we've looked at today, it's a pretty powerful question, isn't it? What if the most direct path to a calmer, clearer mind isn't through the mind at all? What if it starts by finally listening to and working with your body? Thanks for joining me for this explainer.
I stopped trying to find a doctor who would listen, and I did this instead. For years, I was doing everything right. Eating clean, exercising, getting 8 hours of sleep, but I was still exhausted. I had constant brain fog, and my hormones felt completely out of whack. Every doctor told me my labs were normal, and it was probably just stress. I was about to give up until I found Holistic Health. It's a free AI wellness tool trained by functional medicine experts. I spent 5 minutes answering questions about everything: my symptoms, my sleep, my digestion, and it built me this. And this was the light bulb moment. It didn't just give me a list of problems, it connected the dots. It showed me how my gut health was likely impacting my hormones and how that was causing the fatigue and the brain fog. It even gave me a clear list of potential root causes, supplements to research, and even the specific lab tests to ask for. Its tip is secure. Over 77,000 people have used it, and it's 100% free to get your blueprint. If you feel like you're not being heard, start here. Understand your body first and then decide your next step.